those hooks, look for those aggressive plays with the Jinx or the Aphelios, so they will surely be able to guarantee themselves.
EDG, I wonder what the question's going to be. Scout on Corki. People won't be too excited about this, but still a strong pick. And as it gets locked in, Lyric, I was just thinking, I don't know if you've seen the content piece from EDG, the comms that have come out. Jiejie and Clear Love are some of the funniest people in the league. I don't know why we heard Minasan, but we see it every single break, and it just reminded me seeing Clear Love with a bit of a smile on his face going back and forth. EDG having a good time right now, and look, 2 strong picks. We called this part of the Exodia trio that came with Zinzao.
You know, funny enough, this is the EDG's first time of playing these 2 champions together. Because Scout has only played Corki once, and it was in their last series.
Oh, wow.
Was not a win. He actually had a 0 KDA, which is kind of depressing, but gonna bring his hand at this champion once again. Again, we've just seen, even what I was able to do in the last game, right? Despite being so far down in gold. So FPX now going to be on the more aggressive end with the Aphelios Thesh combination. And as Flandre was saying, xiaolaohu loves these aggressive picks up in the top side. Accelerated Shock Blast will be such a valuable tool when you're playing up against Corki and Jinx, because then if we get into the same scenarios as last game, where they're just trying to buy time in front of you, hit those rockets, you know, wait for the rapid fire cannon to be stacked up, get the further auto. It's like, no, accelerated shock blast, bam, half HP, and now you have to come into us. And Flandre instantly going towards the Malphite. EDG don't want to do that. EDG want to look to play.
That's good, because Flandre is someone who's got an extensive champion pool. He doesn't pick one champion many times unless it's something like the Grave. So see him return on the Malphite. Lyric, I guess if you're throwing Shock Blast, it's going to be a rock in the way.
Yeah, and I like the point about Flandre's champion pool, because he's played Graves 3 times, he's played Gwen twice. Every other champion he's played once. Annie, Vlad, Gragas, Cho'Gath, now the Malphite. Expanding his pool. I'll always highlight the fact that this guy has been known throughout his career to play anything in the top lane. The Malzahars, the Lulus, the Azirs. This guy has shown it all. Now going to ban out some of the strong laning mids up against the Corki. Despite the fact that we have seen things like the Victor fall off, I wonder if EDG would ban that. Or since they do have Malphite, which is so strong against these immobile like control mage picks, it does seem like they're not going to opt into that. Instead, they're going to just ban out the Lee Sin from Clid.
Yeah, makes sense when, even though he didn't have a good game 1 on it, Clid's still on the Lee Sin, has to be respected somewhat. The Hecarim gone, as Jiejie won't be able to pilot that again. A couple of junglers taken off already, so curious as the direction we go into. Lyric, we've seen a lot of Volibear come through from Jiejie and climb its way into the LPL a bit. I wonder if EDG want to go back towards that.
There's always an option. So far, though, they don't really have great lanes to enable. If they did go for something that does bring that amount of early pressure. Yep. Malphite, mostly will be chilling until 6. Then you do have setup, right? You look for that ultimate out of the Jace, bring damage from the jungle roll. Things like the Viego still left open as well, but so far they're hovering over towards that Volibear that you highlighted. I
think he's liked it the most out of any jungler in the LPL and consistently wants to play it. So Jiejie returning onto this one. I'm just going to pull up.
Ooh, I wonder if this is Yasuo Diana.
Well, that'd be...
I don't think there's a lot of tremendously good options left open into Corki with champions that can go against EDG's draft. They're going to bring out the Sylas. There's a ton of high-value ultimates coming out with both Volibear and Malphite on the opposing side. And, ooh, I actually really like the adaptation coming out from FPX much better. If they do pick up this Trundle, have something to take away those tank stats coming out, but are they going to opt into more early game pressure instead?
Maybe either way, Trundle, Olaf, Rek'Sai, all telling a similar story.
No Rek'Sai.
No
Rek'Sai.
Unfortunate. Well, that's a shame. It's not SOFM, so Clid's going to pick up the Trundle. Now, on the other side, EDG, how do you round this one out? Because you still need a support.
Yeah, I actually wouldn't mind this too much coming out from the side of EDG, just from the fact that you look at FPX, right? It's a lot of like single target engage coming out with either like the Abscond Duck coming out onto either Scout or Viper or a Death Sentence. So this really would be able to shut them down. Sure, you will still be annoyed by the poke and harass coming out from xiaolaohu up in topside, but I still feel like for EDG, your comp can play from a range. You can put out and match that poke as long as you're sidestepping the damage coming out from Jace, you're doing fine. Now you have this to dissuade things like the Sylas from jumping in. And you also have your own sets of engage to be able to look for if you get to a scenario where like, hey, we need to bait Dragon or we need to bait Baron, bam, Volibear and Malphite ready to jump in.
That's a lot of targeting. That's a lot of ban. Put it. So I'm kind of excited to see that the Tahm Kench come to the comp. Also excited to see Flandre return here onto the Malphite. Running into FPX. Lyric, am I going to say timer or FPX on a timer? They're going to get things rolling from the early game. Is it like that simple?
I definitely feel like there's more pressure on them to get ahead early, but one thing they will be able to rely on throughout this game, right, is their control of sides, having Jace and Sylas who will be able to win out. So if they can, you know, get control of sides in the mid game, look to rotate with things like numbers advantage, or even just find picks committing Sylas and Jace to the same side, then I think there's definitely avenues and windows for FPX to find their way in. Okay. For EDG, though, definitely excited for what they've gotten together. FPX also will have early lane pryos to abuse to try to enable Clid to get ahead and find these skirmishes.
A lot of people out there might be wondering what are the percentages for solo queue win rate. I believe it's in all Chinese servers combined, from my understanding. We'll have to confirm that one closer towards. I'm not sure what's going to be closer towards. Closer towards being typing in our messenger application. But all I know is it is solo queue win rate. Kind of an interesting stat, giving the audience a bit of an insight into how it could generically go. But we know in competitive that matchups, 1v1 matchups, are always so different. Like Corki Orianna, I think, is a really good example at the moment. Gwen Jax, Gwen Camille, Gwen anyone. Gwen was someone who, you know, has sharp feet. Gwen should always win it anyway, so it doesn't matter. So, yeah, I think it's always interesting as a comparison, but not the be-all, end-all that we hold strong to.
Going into this game, speaking of like those matchups, I'm very curious to see especially how Flandre builds the Malphite, because I still remember, and it won't leave my memory, of Shanji's build of like going Rocket Bell into like Zhonya's and Banshees and just questioning like, what does this champion do? You're not bursting anyone with how defensively you've built. You're not tanky at all. We've seen some Turbo Chem Tank come out, which I don't feel like is a super useful item on the Malphite. You don't really need something to close the gap, and then, you know, typically you do just see the Frostfire Gauntlet is what is the typical go-to. So we're going to keep an eye on what Flandre is building. FPX, though, looking for a bit of a cheese onto this Malphite.
Blind. Oh my god, it's blind. Just predicting that Flandre will be in the brush, the ignite over the wall. And xiaolaohu, he wants the final piece of damage. FPX chasing this down, but Flandre is already out of there. And that flash was committed simply for an ignite.
This is why there has been a startup of the Hung fan club. Even, you know, even if Kadril, not an LPL caster, we can elect him president of the Hung fan club. This is why this man has been such a pop-up performer, always looking for these types of aggressive plays. Really nice hook coming out from him to make it even harder for Flandre to play out in this laning phase. We'll have to be very conscious of those potential ganks coming out from Clid. Clid drops one pillar in that lane behind him, and Flandre will just go down.
Well, okay, good start here for FPX into game number 2. Also want to point out that as we come into this game, as Flandre burns the flash, xiaolaohu, he's got first strike on the Jace here, Lyrics. So looking to have as best time in lane as possible. And, you know, starting with a longsword as well. Curious to see how this guy goes, because xiaolaohu's Jace is his best champion. It's something he's preferred since his time joining the LPL. And it's been something that's been respect banned against him many times.
Oh, of course. I mean, even when he was filling in last year, when he was kind of coming in and out, trade time with Nuggery, we did see this was the pop-off champion that he was getting highlights on. Like, you highlight First Strike is going to be trying to take advantage of the money he's able to get, especially the bonus true damage later on when that aspect will really matter. Now, this will be another key point, right? This mid lane matchup, because Scout will be able to have pressure early on, range versus melee, especially if you can sidestep the abscond of Duck. You will be getting tremendous value. If you can put on the same level of pressure, it really will give FPX less options to play through. You'd expect for FPX to want to punish up towards the top side, since that is where they got the flash, and also for the fact that they do have xiaolaohu on this Jace, and it looks like Clid is going to be going with that one, maybe just peeking over towards the Krugs, but I think Flandre
works the ground a little bit, the pillars out. Clid gets the chop down. They're going to dive this, though. Flandre walking away. Clid going to absorb the turret down to a xiaolaohu, flashes in first blood with a perfectly executed dive.
And we highlighted this when he lost the flash, right? One pillar behind him. Even when he's close to his turret, he's going to just go down. EDG going to try and find an answer into xiaolaohu. He doesn't have flash anymore.
Yeah, Jiejie already goes on all fours to get the stun. Cleared, not spotted in the brush. Buys his time. The Sky Splitter does great damage, though. And shielding as he flashes over the pillar. Flandre still not moving from the gigantic wave. He wants to make sure he picks up all of it. So FPX, they get the flash from the jungler as well. This early game is burning EDG alive.
Yeah, Jiejie trying to be a little bit cheeky. He knows that xiaolaohu wouldn't have enough time to recall, so wanting to try and find that pincer movement. But Clid did stick around and that turned the play. Scout all-inning Gori.
Yeah, 1v1. No ignite on either of these mid laners, but Gori burning the health bar a little bit as Clid's now returning in. There's a flash available. Not enough mana for a Valkyrie. Scout's going to back here, and yeah, Clid's not going to have vision of this, so he backs away. But you can see already, Lwx, you talk about snowballing the laners. This is the way to start it, and even Hung setting it up for Meiko, but a nice side step downward gets him out of trouble.
I do want to say, I think the fact of like Gori waiting on his cooldowns and also being solo on mana is why Clid didn't commit, because, you know, one pillar you probably could have forced out a Corki flash as well. Now Jiejie, though, going to look for a gank on the top side, is spotted out by the ward, so won't be able to find anything. But realizing, right, you don't really have too much set up down in the bottom lane, so unless Lwx and Hung put themselves in a very precarious position, it will be quite hard to gank that one.
Get in the middle of two onto xiaolaohu, that Sky Splitter. I'm not sure how long the cooldown actually is back up and available. The pillar puts him in a bad position. It's coming down. The burst damage from Volibear huge, but Jiejie close to trading his life onto Cleared. It's a couple of bit of damage away, but Flandre will clean the rest up. A 2-for-1 trade in the top lane, and that's a return for EDG they desperately needed.
Yeah, the Sky Splitter coming in massive. Also, nice W, Jiejie being able to get that bit of health back at the end as well. FPX trying to respond in the mid lane with Hung being able to move first, but a simple Valkyrie from Scout is able to clean up that one. Now Flandre making sure xiaolaohu loses as many minions as possible.
That hurts my soul. That's so many minions dying to the turret. And so much gold as well, Lwx, as brutal strikes keep coming down on that top lane. Flandre not going to get the turret plating, unfortunately, but able to deny the minion wave. Depends on if he dies here. Clid's
we just keep going. We just keep going.
There's no mana for Flandre. His flash is almost up and available. He wants the seismic shard for movement speed, but Clid is one step away. He flash chomps the rock. That tastes like rock candy with a 2-1 Clid in the top lane.
I love the way the junglers are thinking about this of like, okay, well, since they got the kill and pushed out now, they will be left in a position to go for this gank. We're going to go into the replay. They commit on to Jiejie very early on. Does go for the turn, and here the Sky Splitter comes in massively. The shield helping him out. Does get the second W as well to get, you know, a bit more going on there. Clid is able to finish him off in the end, but Flandre picking up a kill for himself is huge.
Well, as we come back to live, though, the replay we didn't see was Clid just walking back up on a manaless Malphite, whose flash was a couple of seconds away as unstoppable force. We return xiaolaohu, who's taking a turret shot. Solo kill from Rock Solid. Flandre, how you doing? Is in the bottom lane. Jiejie now on top of a trap, and 4 people. That bear ain't getting no honey today.
We thought what's happening at top would be the bot lane this series. We thought, hey, you have Hung, you have Viper and Meiko on one side, it's going to be all aggression, but no, these top laners going back and forth. Really nice, though. FPX able to find a pickoff on the bottom lane. And it's like, hey, again, FPX have been able to keep all of their series close, typically not just getting wiped out in clean 2-0 fashion. So keeping it up with this bottom lane, also getting the first dragon of the game. Won't be an Infernal or Mountain Soul. Always a bit disappointing.
Especially when you get a Malphite in the game as well.
I know. I can't remember. Oh, it was Zoom. I just remember Zoom's Malphite having over 1,000 armor.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. As we're going to get to see the replay here of Flandre pressing R, follows up with the E and the W as well. With the Q and, the clapping.
Oh. Well, also I will say one of the worst Malphite skins, Coral Malphite. Pretty poo-poo. Everyone knows that I think Mecha Malphite, best sound effects, best animation. I don't know if I'm missing one. People are going to say Shamrock Malphite. How dare you? Ultimate from Gori has been stolen. That's a Volibear ulti, so Relentless Storm. I forgot what the ulti is actually called, Lwx. I don't see enough Volibear. Have to cheat. Have to cheat. Sorry. Stormbringer. That's the one. Look at it. Here it comes. Onto Scout. Doesn't really do too much, and Meiko and Viper are here. A knock up on the way from Meiko, but decides not to. Camera zoomed in because Herald timing's there. Good death sentence, but Meiko will survive for now. And Lwx, That purple thing about to spawn out as Clid and Jiejie are going to fight it out. Level 6 on both as Gori flies through the sky. Nice absconded duck, max range to help secure the Herald.
Well, let's remember that Clid has been the one picking up a lot of these early game kills, so does have the Sheen very early on, going to be, you know, procking that spell blade damage pretty consistently, is able to win out in that 1v1, especially with the fact that he did have his ultimate available, and now this should be a Herald for the side of FPX, but Flandre has his ultimate.
Yeah, and he goes straight on in as it burns down, only one the target as EDG low health bars. That package from Scout, nice though, but for FPX, they're not crossing it, but Clid is dead, so no smite to come through as FPX. Now even against EDG, but the health bars hurt a lot. Look at that poke in the backline of Flandre as they hit the eye. They want to steal this from under the nose. Jiejie's now come back in as well. Another eye to hit away. Now a smite available. Stolen. And EDG with the numbers disadvantage run ahead.
And I'm really surprised that FPX weren't able to pull that one through, especially with xiaolaohu. The nice flash of the Malphite ultimate cues back in immediately and gets the safety of this team. But EDG stalled enough time. We saw how much damage Scout and Viper were putting off in that skirmish. Now going to be getting some more gold in the mid lane, putting more pressure onto Gori. Once you break this one down, Scout going to be able to have a lot of impact on the map.
Have his first item very soon after that. Replay again here, Lwx, because starts with Flandre deciding that xiaolaohu's not his friend.
Yeah, but that was, again, really good flash coming up from xiaolaohu. But look at Scout on the side, putting off so much damage, gets the package out to safety, then from the safety over the wall, able to get all that damage onto the Trundle. Nice, consistent blasting plant to get him the safety, guaranteeing the objective for the side of Edward Gaming.
And before we went to the replay, guys, I said that Scout put the Herald down. He's pretty close to his first item. Not sure if he's back yet. He already had the Noon Quiver Cloak of Agility. What is making you ooh?
I didn't notice that we have Scout going towards AD Corki, right? We pretty much get the Ludens every game now.
Gori in trouble. Gori in trouble. Flandre doesn't have ult, but Gori's in trouble. He's stolen the ulti, and he gets out that way. Nicely done. The unstoppable force is the immovable object.
So for Scout, banking on the fact that he can. Oh God! Wow, that was so close.
Looked at Clid.
That was so close.
Getting the vision, and he absconds down. I was having a sip of water, man. Almost spat that back out.
Oh my God!
Boy, be in trouble. Dark Passage coming through. Gravitum saves him. Actually, it's hung in the Dark Passage book. Excuse me. So action keeps building up. Game number 1, Lwx. Let's be honest, little bit sleeperish. This one feeling a bit wokish.
Yeah, I don't know what that word is, but yeah, Flandre now gonna get aggressed on, as we've had a lot of action in the top lane so far. And look at the minimap, Jiejie is actually making his way up now. Flandre does have the ultimate available, so FPX gonna try and make a trade on the bottom side. Clid hovering around the bottom side. Wave isn't pushed up just yet though, and now EDG realizes what's going on because they did have a ward in the river. And Clid gonna have to back off.
Flandre has ult, and every time Flandre has ult, get excited. Flandre might be tank Malphite, but especially with Jiejie hovering nearby, gotta keep an eye out now. xiaolaohu paying full respect here for now. And while we kind of, lull around a little bit, 20 seconds till Dragon, note that FPX got the first one. But we do have a bit of a mythic advantage. Scout, Jiejie both with theirs. Only one on the side of FPX. We'll see if that changes over the next couple of seconds as backs come through. xiaolaohu, it might not matter. He's got no teleport. He's delayed his backup in this top side. He wants to catch this wave. Just in case Flandre pushes it forward. A couple of minions miss.
Yeah, and again, I just want to highlight going towards the Immortal Shield Bow, right? Because it is just a playstyle difference coming out in mid lane where you are banking on more of being able to get close, auto the opponent, get more damage off from your Phosphorus Bomb, from your Gatling gun scaling off AD as well. So it's going to be very pivotal of him to really just be able to dodge out on the Absconded Duck and the Death Sentence. Could also be feeling pretty good about that considering he does have Meiko on Tahm Kench, so potentially could just get more outright DPS than, the typical build where you are solely relying on your rockets.
That's true. The build that we saw primarily with Corki before we even saw the changes in items, the AP buff, as FPX are waiting all this. Meiko, I think he was over a ward. The hook lands. Hung's now in with the Dark Passage. Ignite Fox down. Grey Help gets popped though with Jiejie with the counterplay. On top of Clid, he has to flash over the wall while Lwx joins him, but he's under the turret. On top of Meiko. Is that a mistake? Jiejie now clawing at his face. That's bad. It's a Grizzly. Run! Hung's now goes down as well over the wall. Gori wants to escape, but Jiejie has already flashed over, made the commitment. Gori goes the other way, but Scout has one of his own. Stormbringer to help on out. Scout with the Immortal Shield Bow. Gori buying his time. A chain slash or two, will it make a difference? Clint coming as well. I've got the Scout. We're all over the place, but Jiejie clawing while Scout and Clint fight it out. No! FPX win it after what a shenanigans that was.
I can't believe FPX are the team that come out ahead. I mean, they looked like they were kind of jumping into a death trap with the fact that Jiejie was wrapping around from the jungle. We see the Super Mega Death Rocket does not connect, and FPX finding everything. Now a bit of a brawl on the top side.
Yeah, let's keep it going. There's the unstoppable force. Flash available for xiaolaohu, but Flandre wants to clap him again. Shield acquired. Flandre with a quick dodge away, and that's what you call Mount Everest running right at you.
So we're going to go straight into the replay, right? Again, Meiko walking on a ward, FPX thinking, hey, we've caught him out. 2v1 right now, we can try and burst him out immediately. But Jiejie is here. They're able to turn. Meiko is able to start getting away. Has to flash. But then this is where Lwx finds an opportunity, tries to run in. Viper immediately getting hooked by Hung, so not able to commit any damage during that time. And then the roam from Gori being so clutch in the end. Jiejie having to flash for more action.
Yeah, the boys. All right, Hung, run for your life, and he won't get too far with it. At the very least, EDG getting another trade off Lyric. Gold is even. Gold is even as we come back, and this game more of a fiesta, but we love fiesta. Hell, I had Mexican food. How long ago was it? 3 nights ago.
Three days, yeah, I was going to say 3 days ago.
Yeah.
I remember. You sent me a picture.
I had amazing Mexican food. Oh, that's biased. I cooked it. I love fiestas. I love it to bits. And, you know, getting it in the second game, a nice way to round out the night or round us to a game 3. This is how it started in the bottom right.
Yeah, we see the hook does not connect from Hung. Buys time for Jiejie to be able to make his way down. But, you know, kills finish off. But now I want to focus what's on our screen, which is Herald being up. FPX already bringing Hung over to the play. For the side of EDG, though, Viper will be able to get here before Lwx does on the opposite side. Flandre's ultimate is up. That is what we'll be looking at. Package available for Scout. So EDG have all the tools available to find the team fight.
Hung in a dangerous position. Big ones coming out left, right, and center. Again, not the AP build, so it won't hurt as much, but while he's there, the perfect diversion to get the Herald. The trade, of course, being the mid lane turret, opens up the map for EDG, gives them the gold for now. So it's a 5-man package. They move towards mid. They back away. Again, speaking of package, Scout actually used that, I believe, Lyric. So, not sure he won't have that one for Dragon.
Yeah, no. Dragon will be up in a minute 16, so won't be able to be used for that still, though. Nice by EDG to be able to guarantee a turret off that, so we'll at least, you know, match whatever impact FPX are able to find with their Herald drop right now. Committing 2 members strong to the top side. Clid hovering around as well. I wonder if we'll see what we saw from EDG last game in terms of being able to get value to 2.
Force. They use it, but Jiejie comes in to save the day for Flandre as he flashes away. Can't help out his jungler, Gori, trying to take down Jiejie, but under the turret, it's a trade. xiaolaohu tanks it up for way too long. At least for FPX Lyric, they'll get the top lane turret along with it.
And I want to see if FPX continue pushing here. Their bottom lane left alone in the bottom half of the map, so they're going to be able to get some nice damage onto this turret. Their top side will just choose to recall instead of looking for an inner turret. I'm glad you can save that one to drop towards the mid lane, especially with the fact that Dragon is about to come up. So FPX can start heading down there right now, try and get some control of some vision.
Gale Force is there. He needs a Dark Passage. Lwx saved. Hung is always there. It's like you go into... What's a really good store? You go into Woolworths, and yeah, Woolworths gets the props here, and there's always someone to help you out. They've got more staff than need be. Hung is like that Woolworths employee that's always happy to help.
I do want to say, though, really nice by Lwx to like realize he can stay that far forward because he can always just Gale Force to the side and be able to take the Lantern. As EDG haven't been able to cement some control down towards bottom side.
They're going to go into Hung. Good tongue lash here. So Mega Death Rocket gets the reset, and Viper now excited. Jiejie running for Lwx. It's the flash bear slap of a different kind. EDG gets quick EDG too, and Lyric, yeah, the Dragon right in front of them.
Exactly, but I like the pivot that FPX is making, realizing, hey, now that they're dead, we can't look for the Dragon. We need to turn towards mid. They have Rift Herald. They're going to be able to break this one down. So at least despite their bottom lane getting caught out, being able to find a worthwhile trade somewhere else on the map, and gold still pretty much even. Might be more in favor towards EDG with that bot lane turret being picked up. And now EDG going to be getting their second Dragon of the game.
But isn't it funny that after all's said and done, it's only 1,000? after 10 kills apiece, 18 minutes, 20 kills. I know we keep talking about co-streamers, and it does feel like we're, you know, like
that you're cloud chasing.
Hey,
yes.
you mentioned you cloud chased a little bit earlier, so I'm in the clear for this one. Flandre walking in 2 people, and he's not going to be in the clear if he has to ulti out of this. But Scout's there, turns it back around, but Scout can't get a trade. Flandre's dead in an instant, and unfortunately, I guess he should have ulted the other way.
This is one of the things we were highlighting in draft coming out for FPX, right? Is the ability to find these picks on sides with the pressure that both Jace and Sylas will be able to generate. And they're doing that right now. Look on the minimap, the bottom side, right? Gori going to be getting some pressure off onto this bottom lane turret. And nice by FPX to realize another way their comp can start looking for advantages, especially with how big their Sylas is. We're going to go to replay what happened down in the bottom side. Nice zap coming out from Viper. Meiko just going to land the tongue lash and go straight into the abyssal dive.
That's the problem. If Hung flashes away, something's wrong. So, unfortunately, not the Hung play we expected. Quick double. Meiko actually picking up the last one. Lyric.
True. Wait, you're right. Yeah. If he could have walked a bit forward, flashed at the perfect time, the Tahm Kench is going to the Q. He ends up on the other side of Meiko. Right. He's right on top of Viper.
That's right, my dude. Now you're seeing it. Hey, other good news though for FPX. While Hung might be caught out in the bottom lane with Lwx, Gori has a Jiejie. 10 stack here in the 4-0-2 as he wants to stack that one up. Good pillar onto Flandre again. Jiejie helping out with the Sky Splitter. Jiejie is a big deal considering that Gori versus Scout. Bit of a historical matchup. Gori used to be behind Scout on EDG. Both of them have been trainees on the SKT roster under Faker in past years. Scout very, very much further back. But Lyric, they're both players who have played together, or at least under or over each other.
Yeah, and for Gori, right, again, we already highlighted how he's massive. I think especially once he is able to pick up Zhonya's Hourglass and how crucial that is for Sylas, again, in terms of being able to buy you time for another rotation of spells to come out, Abscond Abduct again, follow up with another W, get some healing down. He'll really be able to start dealing some damage if he is able to get on this back line. So you see now, looks like Viper just trying to get a bit of information on what FPX are up to. They realize that FPX are playing to their condition of having pressure and prio in these sides, and we see Meiko hovering over right now. For EDG, I think their comp is a lot more based around the neutral objectives, so I don't expect us to see them looking for too many aggressive picks unless someone really does overextend in one of those side lanes. It really will be FPX the one trying to play on the front foot.
Okay. Well, again, if we do see FPX playing aggressively, is Gori actually going to be spotted out? He goes on the Scout. Look at the damage. Scout at half HP and Abscond abducted to Meiko. I'm not sure he's expecting him in there. Hung saves the day with a good Dark Passage. EDG moved to yet another turret. This will be 3 apiece, but look at mid. This is rock solid play. Actually going on to Clid, who subjugates to get his way out, but Jiejie on the wing. The pillar won't stop him. He crashes down on Clid, stuns him down, and Scout
It's jungle. Jungler's down.
And you know what? In front of Baron with a package, that's EDG's opening window.
Exactly, EDG, I mean, easiest decision of their life to look to turn for this one. They are missing out on some tools to turn and find and engage. No Malphite or Volibear ultimate available, but still, they have the poke,
Here we go.
They have the package, you still have flashes as well.
xiaolaohu gets one onto Jiejie, that's big, but at 3k, this should be secure. The ulti from Lwx as well. Trying to get them in the back of the pit, the damage going down. Massive, but the smite needs to come through. It's secured by Flandre. Mount Everest, the biggest mountain to climb, as EDG are over the wall trying to escape. Gori goes in again, won't sacrifice his life as he flushes away. Meiko even dies as well, but Edward Gaming get out with 2 Barons and a bloody rock that killed a big purple thing.
I just want to know what ability he did that with, right? He has no ultimate, so he autoed, he W'd, then autoed or pressed E on the Baron, and out of all the things around, the Corkis, the Jinxes, the Sylases, that's what secures it. I guess we're going to get to find out here exactly what it is. I'm sure our observers will start to slow it down. Keeping my eyes on him.
Oh, here you go.
9.
10! 10! What do you even get it with a ground? 10! Oh my god! With a 3 and then I think it regented. Malphite, let's go, dude. It got back to 10, but yeah, it went down to 3. So,
we have a dragon fight now, I guess. There's no package available for Scout. Still, though, Flandre's ultimate is back up. Gori, what are you going to steal? I don't know what is on cooldown, what he isn't able to take just now. I believe he isn't able to take Flandre's ult. That was what he took in the last Baron fight. Potentially could steal Jiejie's by now.
Okay, well, let's fight once again, I guess. Viper hit hard. As we return to the action, the Ocean Dragon walked in. Thank you so much, Clint, with an easy steal, 2 apiece. EDG have to walk away empty-handed. And look, inner ping's going down. I mean, FPX is just running bot.
Base race, base race.
Yes.
We've had so many base races over the past 2 weeks.
Let's go.
Let's keep it going.
All right, they had the Baron buff still on Scout, though, so base race against him. Not going to work out. They're actually calling it. They're going to back off. FPX running towards an inhibitor turret. Jiejie's one back alongside Scout. Even Flandre on the Malphite. 4 versus 3 for now. Jinx staying towards mid lane. That's Vipers. Jiejie wants to stop them. The health bar's quite low, but FPX, I think, will get away here as a good dodge away from Hung. Meanwhile, there from Viper. And it all stops there. It would have been nice. It would have been fun, but the base race ends like fun.
Still, FPX making some really clever decisions this game, right? We had the earlier pivot when they lost 2-member spot towards mid. Now realizing, hey, we have a faster track on this push to be able to take the inhibitor, and they do that. So we've talked about with FPX, again, always being able to bring the fight, keep the games close. And with EDG as well. EDG typically do have a sloppier game within a series. This one right now, pretty much at a stalemate. I feel like Gori still will be the massive defining factor. Has not died once. The Zanya's now picked up, as well as the Warden's mail.
Lyric, are you ready? Are you ready for the next one? Because gold still is, and I need to progress this forward. I like that you're starting to recount some items here because we are getting into very late game territory. 26 kills, 25 minutes. What defines this game for you after everything you've seen, after the Baron that was taken by a flimsy piece of rock? What defines it from here as to who comes out ahead? Jiejie poking head in, might interrupt.
I still feel like EDG should have a decent time in team fights. You know, barring Meiko is able to find his ultimate onto a key target. They have, you know, the AoE damage. They have the poke for a standoff. So for me, the big difference maker, again, will be Gori. Will be if Gori can take away the Malphite ultimate, find his way onto both Scout and Viper, and then burst them out because he's absolutely massive right now. So for FPX, surprisingly, for once, their hopes will be in the hands of their mid laner.
Okay. Strange thing to say because Gori, I think, coming into the LPL, we know that LCK fans, broadcast is ended, you got to go somewhere, you got to come to the better region. Lyric, Gori in the LCK is known as a big team fighter. Now, in the LPL, he came through, his laning wasn't great, but he's still hitting those team fight elements that everyone knows and loves him for. In this game, a decent time throughout the laning phase, but comes into the team fights once again in a very big way. He's behind Scout in gold, but I think the biggest thing is there's 20 stacks on the Magi's. 603, massive bounty, 3.5 items, and you mentioned the Warden Veil before. We have a Frozen Heart picked up by a Sylas mid, so this build going to be stopping a lot as Clint has to be careful of Scout on the way out. Scout has to be careful of xiaolaohu in the same sense.
Yeah, and you know, the Frozen Heart coming out, so going to try and slow the attack speed of both Scout and Viper, right? I mean, Scout going for this just AD Corki build. Sure, you'll still do a lot of magic damage just as Corki in general, but I think going to get a lot of agency on that, especially when, with the ultimates, he's able to steal on the opposite side. Gori can pretty much always guarantee finding access to the back line.
Viper in the front line, careful. The ult comes through from Lwx, only onto 2, the Shock Blast poke as well. If Viper gets hooked there, remember, he doesn't have cleanse. He's only got Meiko to swallow him up. But Viper survives for now, hung with the hook, maximum range. Poke again, keep watching it through as Gori frontline onto this jungle side. Meiko not interrupted. That was risky, that was dangerous in EDG. They're going to be sent back from this inner turret that has no HP.
No, I mean, now EDG truly feeling the heat. FPX doing a nice job of controlling this top side. Dragon need to come up in about a minute. Baron coming up in 15 seconds. I wouldn't expect for FPX to look for the commit. And Scout, once again,
Gosh.
it's going to take his package.
Yeah, all right. 45 seconds till it spawns. 4-item Corki here, Infinity Edge. Rapid fire cannon, those are the items going to make extra piece of difference. Lwx, as he walks up here, has to be careful because every time Scout hits, that's going to happen. Everyone's going to heal him up, though. FPX walking topside river. Baron spawns. 30 more seconds until the dragon. This will be soul point for whoever picks it up. Remember that before Clid stole it. Means that EDG has a couple more to go.
I wonder if EDG will just look to commit for the Baron to try to pull them out to use the package.
Okay.
But it makes sense, right? Like you picked up the package, you want to get value out of this, so you're going to try and draw FPX into a fight while you have this.
Well, Scout needs to use it soon because it's about to time out onto the Baron. They're burning it out. Clid is there. On the other side is Gori, but he's doing so much damage. Scout hooked up into the box, eaten up by Meiko to be saved. And there goes Gori. Jiejie stacks full flat, and EDG now front to backing it with Meiko saving Scout. Everything could be huge, but Viper burnt down in the backline. Scout now running away from Lwx. Flandre separated over the wall. xiaolaohu chasing him down, but meanwhile, FPX, it looks like they lost it until they burned down Viper.
Well, EDG used so many resources just to kill Gori, right? They pretty much committed everything onto the Sylas.
Oh, Flandre canceled the back. Thesh is not going to connect, but the teleport comes through. xiaolaohu with a shock blast can end this one, but it goes to the side. Chasing him down is not the mission. Baron's there while EDG at least will get the dragon.
Yeah, super back and forth game so far. Definitely feels like FPX are the ones holding the reins right now. Will be able to pick themselves up a Baron.
Yeah.
And then, you know, we're going to see how much threat they are able to put onto these inhibitor turrets. One inhibitor already open, so potentially having, you know, the rest of your force like hovering around mid, throwing out accelerated shot class, putting Gori in that bottom side. What we're going to see here, like you said, the package is about to time out, so Scout felt like he had to commit in, go straight onto Gori. We see the other members of EDG starting to follow up. There's Malphite ultimate onto Gori as well, so you get into the rest of the fight, you don't really have great ways of committing onto the other members of FPX. And then xiaolaohu right here, right through the stasis of Volibear, lands onto Viper. And this is why, you know, the Jace pick, very signature for xiaolaohu, but also very good against Jinx and Corki, because you do outrange him with those accelerated shot glass. So being able to find a ton of burst, be able to outmatch him in that regard, and now starting to put up this pressure. It looks like FPX are going to go for the 1-4 formation. 4 in mid, have your Sylas inside lanes.
Oh my gosh, xiaolaohu wants to do it again. I mean, that hurts. Viper at less than half HP. xiaolaohu sending him out left, right, and center. But Clid's deep. Clid, wow, that's way too deep as Gravito hits. Maybe not Infernum, excuse me, with the Moonlight Vigil. Clid almost went down the subjugate, probably saving the life of the stats as Gori's deep as well. Flandre still with the ultimate available. EDG on their defense. Send FPX away. That'll slow down the Baron push. But Lyric, I mean, I'm just watching xiaolaohu, even though it all goes awry. Viper takes 2 of those shock blasts and he's just dead. Courtesy of the top laner of FPX.
Yeah, and FPX is going to keep going with this one, right? And now even bringing over Gori because they don't have that waving top side.
Be careful with the damage. There's the unstoppable.
Ooh, Malphite ultimate.
By Gori. He gets an abscond ducked in, even with the 14 stack from the Jiejie. He'll be big. xiaolaohu missing again. Redemption used by Hung. And it's a tense situation in front of the base. Does this go to a game number 3? It's a minute left of Baron and EDG attending to their ways, but Gori has abscond ducked and ulti, and Viper knows he has to respect it.
Luckily, Viper does have Flash, has his Gale Force active up, as well as having the stopwatch. So he has ways to survive the initial engages coming out from FPX.
They're going in. Jiejie doesn't get the engage he wants. xiaolaohu at half HP as well. Flandre with his own ulti versus Gori with a stolen one. xiaolaohu every time he misses. EDG take a sigh of relief. So FPX break open the base. They can't get the inhibitor for now, Lyric. But at least there's a way in. There's pressure being added every step of this Baron way.
Yeah, and for FPX, he's still, like I said, 30 seconds still up on the Baron. They can look to continue this push. I wonder if EDG are going to feel pressure to look for a fight.
Viper, they're all flashed away from Ghost Golden. Viper alive for now. As Flandre comes in with his own Gori, has to run away. Viper healthy enough, and now with that Sylas out of there, Clid the new target. Flandre at half HP. Inhibitor goes down. xiaolaohu doing the other one. While his poke goes through right onto Scout. Clid threatening too, and double inhib in the play even after they miss, even after Viper survives.
Yeah, Viper with a really nice flash into the stopwatch that we were hitting on. Still, though, after that engage follows up, we see once Clid does get that ultimate off onto Flandre that they do no damage to him. Able to just zone them back so they can freely start taking some of these structures. We see the accelerated shock blast miss, but bam! Gori goes in for it. Perfectly timed flash coming out from Viper. instantly stop watching the abscond duck as well. Jiejie wasting his ultimate a little bit there. And then just keep your eyes here. You have the members of EDG having to back off. Clid, though, is just so tanky. I think Viper and Scout are going to just turn and start hitting him. Not going to be able to get any damage off, but sadly, we don't get to see the Omega tank Chad that is Clid.
Don't. But we know it exists, and we know in front of these next fights, those tanks are beefing up even more. Zonya's picked up by Flandre too. Lyric, 50 seconds. 55 to be precise, until a potential Ocean Soul for EDG. But right now, leaving their base seems like such a hard task, especially when there's a ward in it. The potential of backdooring is huge with supers coming into the base. EDG are on defense for the next couple of minutes.
Also, just like tough choices, right? Viper going for a Vampiric Scepter because of how much the Accelerated Shock Blast are doing, feeling like he needs more lifesteal.
Yep.
But now you don't have any like Lord Dominix or anything to be able to do damage to the front line of Clid if we do get into close range combat. So for the side of EDG, seems like they are completely focused on trying to burst out members like Gori or xiaolaohu.
xiaolaohu focused on the fact that he can burst out Scout or Viper, so
actually,
it goes both ways.
Gori's really tanky as well. Force of Nature now as well.
Oh yeah, good point. Throws the top floor as well. Scout has the package. She's going to have to use it to get out of there. Away from the abscond duck. EDG were reversing on an angle as well. Flandre with the ulti and flash available. This is Soul Point if they can steal it away. EDG opting in for the fight, Lyric.
Yeah, I mean, for EDG, they gotta be careful. Gori's
Gori's
gonna go split push.
Oh my god! That's a 4-man ultimate immediately. Jiejie and Flandre helping seal the fight. FPX have walked in into a group. Gori not nearby. The jungler, the next focus, Clid, walking away as Ocean Soul now offered up. Flandre, how diddly doodly neighborino.
And for FPX, they're coming back in. Gori finds it.
That's a big deal, though. He's going to get Meiko as well after the shielding goes down. But Gori now dealing with Viper and Jiejie in the same blow. Scout trying to poke him out of Abscond of Duck to follow through. Flandre slow from the back burner. He's trying to TP out of there, but Clid wants to slow this one down. Can't stop it with the pillar. FPX, they lose themselves a potential Ocean Soul, or at least Soul Point. And EDG, they may lose the next current, Lyric, but they're going to hold on for dear life.
Yeah, they're going to be able to survive another day. And my God, that one was so tense. I can't wait to get the replay of it because you can see FPX were just about to start up a cheeky plan once Flandre did find that massive ultimate. But still, you have the Ocean Soul coming out now. That's going to pay you dividends up against the Jace on the opposite side. Now both teams going to start turning their attention towards the Baron.
Game ain't over. It's great that we've gotten to this point. Still don't know what's going to happen. Flandre without the flash play again, Lyric. But Unstoppable Force is right back there. FPX in River for now. And Gori has teleport. Chooses to use it, but he's going to stick around mid. Moves down to the bottom side. Baron has a ward that FPX will now see. And...
ooh, I really like this from the side of FPX, right? Because, I mean, you already know your sauce will 100% win in the 1v1. You can't commit too many members down there because FPX can burn this Baron so fast. Yeah. So FPX using that side pressure to make EDG have to make the tough choices.
Well, Jiejie needs a steal here because going down fast over the wall. Pillar, but he gets it!
He does!
Jiejie gets it! World champion quality jungler. Absolutely outclassing kids. Smite difference. Here as Scout has stolen away, but Gori gets his ultimate to poke him through. Big one's flying out. Gori realizes, wait, I can't win this 1v1. The bear's on the hunt. And when we're going on a bear hunt, I mean, Gori, he's going to catch a big one if he stays too.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. If Gori had something like the Volibear or the Malphite ultimate in this 1v1, maybe he could have been able to come out ahead with the burst and the lockup to find it. But we're finally gonna go back to that. Oh no! Oh, we're not getting the dragon replay. We're gonna get the steal. Goes in. Did smite? Oh, so yeah, just able to get the smite coming out from Jiejie, but man, I wanted the dragon replay. Yeah. I wanted the Flandre 4-man ulti, because right at that time, Gori had already started to try and go to the base for a backdoor. So I don't think FPX wanted the fight at that time.
I think they got it anyway. Lyric, at 37 minutes into the game, EDG with the Baron buff on all 5 members. As they run through mid, sideways pushing in, Gori has to attend to it. Remember, teleport's still up and available for him. They're running right down here with Flandre picking up the pieces, picking up the tempo. He's got an unstoppable force, he's going to use it. xiaolaohu doing less and less at this point. EDG with Baron, Gori still there. He's got teleport, but he might have to use it soon. I mean, Gori deciding to back off. Teleport now being channeled. Remove the cameras. Go to the full screen. As he gets behind enemy lines, they're going for the end. EDG want to end the series as Jiejie gets bursted out, but one next to Taro going with a Viper. Gets hooked in. Eat up by Meiko. On the backside, Gori steals the ultimate clip. Trying to get onto the AD carry. FPX are burning health bars. Is this how it ends? Gori saving the game. He's got the AD carry of EDG. Now recruiting him, but for how much longer? Flandre's done it again. EDG don't need the AD carry. This is how they're going to end. They're going to chat it right through the mid lane. 2-0 on FPX. That's it. Match done.
And I love seeing Flandre there zoning out Gori, allowing the other members to find the engage, allowing the other members to find the commit. And this was so back and forth, right? We saw Clint steal away dragons, Jiejie stealing away that Baron in the end, Gori some massive ultimates, Flandre as well. FPX keep up their reputation as a team who can bring it close against anyone in the league. And EDG finding some really nice momentum after their loss to Weibo. And I mean, a 2-0, right? No matter what fashion it happened in, you're showing you can withstand adversity, you can withstand the struggle. And great to see Flandre get his hands on the Malphite and find some really impactful ultimates and performances coming out in this game.
Lyric, it's crazy to me. It's like watching the 2019 or 2018